Right. Here in this bag, I have some rocks, 5 smooth stones to be exact. And these 5 stones are going to help me tell a Bible story today. And I know when I think of 5 smooth stones, I think of David and Goliath. I'm sure some of you probably know the story about a boy named David who fought and killed a giant named Goliath. Now, Goliath was a big, mighty warrior who was more than 9 feet tall. He was protected from head to toe by a suit of armor made of bronze. His armor alone weighed more than 100 pounds, and he was armed with a sword and a spear. David, on the other hand, was a young shepherd boy, and he had no armor for protection because it probably would have been too heavy for him to carry. And he didn't have a sword or a spear either. David's weapon was a sling and 5 stones picked up from a nearby stream, kind of like what I have here. And yet, David was able to defeat a giant that all of the soldiers of the Israelite army were afraid to face. And you and I may never face a real-life giant like Goliath, but we face other kinds of giants in our lives. We face giants such as fears, insecurities, troubles at school or at home, and all other sorts of things. But how can we overcome these giants when they want to defeat us? Remember when I said these stones were going to help me with the story today? Well, they are how David defeated the giant he faced, but they also will help us to know how to defeat the giants that we face too. The first stone represents courage. David was not afraid to face the enemy. "Don't worry about a thing," David told Saul. "I'll go fight this Philistine." And it also takes courage to fight the giants that you and I will face in our lives. The second stone represents confidence. As a shepherd boy, David often had to protect the sheep from wild animals. This gave him the confidence he needed to face the giant. "The Lord who saved me from the claws of the lion and the bear will help save me from this Philistine." Like David, you can have the confidence that God will help you overcome the problems that you face each day too. The third stone represents preparation. David didn't go to face the giant unprepared. He went down to the stream and picked up 5 smooth stones and put them in his shepherd's bag. Armed with the shepherd's staff and a sling, he started out to fight Goliath. It is important for you to do everything possible to be certain that you are prepared to face the challenges that you will meet in your life. The fourth stone represents trust. David did not trust his own ability to slay the giant, and when Goliath shouted at David, cursed him, and was ready to kill him, David said, "You come to me with a sword and a spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord God Almighty." When you face problems, put your trust in God and not in your own ability. And the fifth stone represents victory. It is God's battle, not ours, David said. That is why David was able to win the victory over the giant with only a stone and a sling. When you turn your battles over to God, you will have already had victory over the giants in your life. So, the next time you're facing a giant in your life, remember the story of David, Goliath, and the 5 smooth stones.